You don't really see too many physical copies of games at stores anymore, especially PC games, the awesome ones, which means that the wall of Sims 2 expansions is gone forever. Funnily enough, I could never actually buy The Sims 2 because, it's graphic box art. Only through persistence, I was able to get The Sims 2 Castaway Stories, which was like a light version of The Sims 2. My older gamer cousin was obsessed with The Sims, which is how I first came in contact with the franchise. And I remember their family computer couldn't run the game, so they resorted to buying The Sims on the PlayStation 2. And this wasn't The Sims 2. This was The Sims busting out, and herbs. It's kind of funny, I was surrounded by so much Sims 2 everything, but I don't think I ever met anyone in real life with a computer powerful enough that could run it. I eventually got The Sims 2 Castaway Stories, and it was pretty good. I liked that game actually. But it was a substitute compared to The Sims 2, the default Sims 2. I would watch videos of people playing that on YouTube. Primarily, I would look at people playing with the Pets expansion pack, and I'm like, wow, that's awesome, dude. I want that. Castaway Stories was basically The Sims 2, but it was like The Sims 2 Lite. And it had a few expansions from The Sims 2 built into it. Like it had the Pets expansion, because you had jaguars and hyenas, you had turn-ons, that kind of stuff. But it was just like The Sims 2, but you could do less. It was The Sims 2 with a story mode, and then you had one neighborhood, and you can do most of the stuff you can do in The Sims 2 in this neighborhood, but to a lesser extent. The Sims 3 would come out, and The Sims 2 would linger on a little bit longer after that, but eventually it would disappear from store shelves and become abandonware. It was abandonware for a long time. It wasn't even on EA's online stores. And the physical copies have some DRM that you may or may not be a fan of. So the most convenient way to play it for the longest time was the secret EA version of The Sims 2. And there's another way, but I don't think I need to even talk about it. Pirates of the Caribbean Online, that is a pretty good game actually. Yeah, that was a good one. If you ever managed to get your hands in the game, it actually was pretty fun. But now, I guess anyone can play it, because we have the new EA re-release of the game. The EA version works. I mean, it has issues that I feel like probably should have been, patched. But if you know what you're doing, it's not that big of a deal. I just kind of know all the stuff that breaks the game. But if you're a new guy, I just don't know how you're going to know, all the stuff that breaks the game. So I feel like they should have patched that up. But for me, I have Stockholm Syndrome. EA has, locked me in the Maxis basement. And they got me playing this stuff. I love it. I love EA, man. I love The Sims 2. I love that I can download it conveniently. I got Stockholm Syndrome. It's not even a joke. The repack is missing some features like the IKEA furniture pack and the Ford cars. Where are my cars, bro? Other than that kind of stuff, the repack works, and I've been enjoying it. I haven't had any issues. I played it for 41 hours. I haven't experienced anything bad. Though I know what to do and what not to do, like I said earlier. If you marry the Grim Reaper, your save will die, that kind of stuff. You kind of just have to understand what you're getting into. The game was overachieving when it came out, so you got to kind of respect it for what it did or what it still does. Because I do think this is one of the greatest games ever made. It has soul, it has charm, and fun gameplay. Something I found unintentionally charming is that the game became sort of a time capsule for the early 2000s, kind of like The Sims 1 and 3 did for their respective time periods. It's pretty noticeable by just the clothing alone. To really get into the mood, I got my Sim sitting there in this sad looking chair. He had this early 2000s haircut, and he was listening to millennial core music. I kind of suck at building. I built a house in Stranger Town. It cost so much to make, just the little outline of the building. I had to dig holes in the ground just to try to furnish it and finish it up. It was a losing battle because my dog Pizza was hell-bent on destroying any little bit of happiness I could afford. I was happy when they took him away. My dog was toxic, and I couldn't have someone like that in my life. My favorite neighborhood is Belladonna Cove. the world that comes with the Apartments expansion, is very different from the other worlds in like its theme. But its playable sims are not the most interesting. If you like playing pre-made sims with stories, well, it's not really going to be for you. Apartments are kind of fun. And some of them are owned by Adam Sessler, the host of X-Play starring Morgan Webb. You know, the G4 show for gamers by gamers. Though in this game, he's kind of mean. He tried to kill my wife by knocking on my door to insult her while she was trying to sleep. Her needs were depleting and he found enjoyment watching as my smelly, starving wife tried to get sleep so she could have the energy to take care of herself. And sims die really fast in this game. You can say that the game is a life sim, but I'd say it's more of a survival simulator. If that bar goes red, you basically die. If you become a vampire, your sim will walk outside to get the mail, and if you don't micro him and lock the door, he will die. These aren't sparkling vampires, these are vampires. One of my sims became one on accident. I was trying to complete his lifetime goal, and the vampire he was risen up bit him autonomously. Lesson learned, never date a vampire. Becoming a vampire did turn me into Light from Death Note. This character became so OP after being bitten by a vampire, and becoming a witch, just for the fun of it. You see, he was OP because he went to college, and college is like a sandbox mode. You can just unlock a lot of stuff there. The real world doesn't matter outside of college. I was able to unlock more of these slots here, and I was able to work on my lifetime goal, which is randomly chosen, and the one he had was to get 20 girlfriends at the same time. And that's one of the easier ones. But there are hard ones like raise 20 kittens and puppies, like I'm not doing that. And when you complete this life goal of yours, your mood goes to platinum forever, it says. Though I think it's just like it depletes really slowly. I never had it run out, so it might as well just be forever. And your sim is just always happy. He's happy-go-lucky. So what I had done was I made a guy who was always happy. And he was immortal because he was a vampire. The power scaling in The Sims 2 is pretty crazy. You can be a poor nobody loser just as fast as you can be an immortal OP Riz vampire. Though even my vampire couldn't handle getting married and raising 2 twins without insane micromanagement. I raised them right, but my house looked like shit. Just junk everywhere, the American dream. What sucks though is after I got my kids the perfect future, they hated me for some reason. Like, he was beating me up. This guy was shoving me around. I'm an old, immortal, decrepit vampire and he was beating me up. Sticks and stones may kill vampires, but words also kill me. They kill the real me deep down inside that hides. I also got my wife killed by making her drink the time potion without looking at her meters here. My family was ruined. My kids left me. I bought a new house for my wife to live in luxury in her final days. I was sitting there waiting for her to die, knowing I was immortal, and she was not. Afterwards, I would cure my witch vampirism and get a new look for the RP. I'd remarry, adopt cats, sell flowers. I was also a movie star because my sim was freaking awesome. This game has it all, and it's hard to stop playing. The difficulty, I feel, makes the game really rewarding to play. Like, it was fun finding ways to conquer it, even if I did some exploits. OP flowers, though, are not exploits, they're just flowers. When I was playing the game, I couldn't help but be reminded of all the old videos people would make playing The Sims 2. The Sims 2 has this strong piece of radioactive nostalgia. I guess Y2K. The technology used down to the UI are hallmarks of the time period in which this game was made. But maybe that gives me some nostalgic goggles. The game is good, but I think there is a little nostalgia in my liking of the game. But there are still people who play this game to this day. There are people who make YouTube videos about this game to this day. And I think that says something about the quality of the game, that people are still playing it after all these years. And after playing the game for about 40 hours, I get it. After playing the game for so long, I wish I was a generic Sims 2 male sim who was smart, intelligent, clever, and sensual, and also emo. I think the only working theory I have if you wanted to enter the Sims world and become a sim like I want to do is you would have to find the USB that came with the Sims 3 Collector's Edition, that plumb bob. You need to smash that with a hammer. And I guess you would snort that. And I think hypothetically that could actually take you to the Sims world.